Welcome to Cinema, where we focus on the film. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema, and today we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl movie trailers and rank them from how well they got me excited for these movies specifically. This is not a most anticipated list of what I'm most excited for, but more so how much more excited I am for these particular films that released a trailer and how well this trailer specifically sold me on the film based on whether I was anticipated for the movie initially or not. And so coming in number 8, we have Despicable Me 4, Minion Intelligence. Now this one was hardly a trailer at all. It was like a 30-second spot, and it was just an advertisement for the trailer itself that was saying the trailer's out now, but that released a couple weeks ago. And so it's really just an advertisement for the fact that it's for parents that didn't know that Despicable Me 4 was coming out. Now you know, and of course they're putting only Minions in it, even though it's not only Minions movie. And so it's really just thrown in there just to give a quick reminder and everything. And so it's doing its job. But for me, as a film critic and as someone that loves movie trailers, I already knew this film existed. I didn't need any reminder, and it didn't get me any more excited for this film at all. And coming at number 7, we have Kung Fu Panda 4 Super Bowl trailer. Now this one, I am already really excited for Kung Fu Panda 4. I didn't need any more trailers to even get me excited for this movie. And this one, it didn't offer much more than what the initial official trailer did, and so it really is on the lower end of the list because of the excitement that it gave me was just really low and just didn't offer too much more, which I didn't need more from it. But it's from the trailer alone, it didn't need to sell itself to me, and it didn't sell itself to me in getting me any more excited for what this film could have to offer. And so while I really am excited for this movie, this trailer itself didn't really work on its own. And coming in number 6, we have Fall Guy Everything trailer. And now this one I'm excited for because it's directed by David Leitch, who did Bullet Train a couple years back. And Ryan Gosling could have a whole lot of fun with this action film, just seeing all the shenanigans, and Emily Blunt as well as a co-partner. And just what this trailer offered wasn't too much more from what I've seen before. And so I was already excited for the action and everything it had to offer. But this one did offer a few more glimpses, a few more scenes I didn't see before. Coming in at number 5, we have Twisters, the first official trailer. Now I wasn't a huge fan of the first movie. It did have its good fun moments, but personally, I'm not a huge disaster movie fan. And so this one did get me a bit more excited for this than I generally was to get a sequel for this. And while it may not offer the most exciting premise, it didn't offer too much to the story in general. Just the intrigue of getting to maybe get something to relax of, suspend my disbelief of what's going on as they're tracing Twisters and running away from Twisters. It just looks like it could be a good fun time amongst all the other heavy drama or all the other good films that I really love. It may not be one of the best films of this year, but this trailer alone sold me a bit more on just getting excited for it in general. And coming in number 4, we have the If Super Bowl TV spot. Now this was one of the short trailers that was about 40 seconds because we most recently got a full trailer a couple weeks back, and I did really enjoy that trailer. But even more, this just offered more to the premise of creating imaginary friends and bringing them to life, essentially bringing the dreams, like a what if scenario of all these things. And with John Krasinski behind the director's seat, I'm just really excited for what this may have to offer, because I wasn't entirely excited for it at first just by premise alone. But just by the appearance and having Ryan Reynolds in there could offer a bit more fun than I may be expecting. It could be a big surprise for the year. And coming in number 3, we have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes official trailer. We got a teaser spot a few weeks back, and this one, the official trailer offered a bit more looks at what it could have actually looked like, the designs, the great CGI. And for context, I've only seen the first 2 movies of the modern trilogy, and I'm really excited to dive back into rewatching those, watching the third for the first time, and then watching this one, which I'm really excited for. The big scale battles, the great directing, and I'm just not entirely sure what to expect in general, but they're fighting over protecting this human girl, and all that has to do with that could launch up another great trilogy if that's what they're headed for. And coming in number 2, we have Deadpool and Wolverine teaser. Now for me personally, I have my skepticism based on Marvel MCU movies recently, just based on how it's been off and on, good or bad quality, based on how much attention they give to the story, giving great writing and making each story purposeful to what they're releasing and adding to the overall franchise as a whole. And so, but this one, personally, I'm just really excited for. Obviously, we've been spoiled beforehand with behind the scenes looks at some posters and other things that we're already gonna be getting for this movie. And so this movie still sold me on the premise a bit more than I was anticipating. It relieved my stress a bit more than what I was actually hoping for, because they're actually going into the meta narrative, creating a self-aware plot, breaking the fourth wall with Deadpool, creating this rated R movie within the MCU universe, and just gonna have the TVA from the Loki series, and Deadpool could be going about a lot of different shenanigans, busting timelines, recreating things, and fixing timelines on whichever route they're choosing to take, and just having Deadpool and Hugh Jackman return as Wolverine is just going to be a real treat to get on a big screen. And hopefully Sean Levi, he's really familiar with Ryan Reynolds just in the past, just as a director-actor duo. And so I think they really could bring a great amount of chemistry down to the table, and hopefully it really sells itself as a great story and not just a teaser for bringing back all these cameos. And coming on number 1, we have Wicked, the first look. Now this one is coming later in the year, I believe September or October, and so to see a minute spot this early on, I'm just really excited for, and I was generally fairly familiar with the story. But this one, the trailer, the production design, the cinematography, what it has to offer could look like it really will execute to the story to a T, and I'm really excited for what that could really mean for this musical, and just all it has to offer. Just the origin story of the Wicked Witch, essentially, is just really something that gets me that much more intrigued, because we had no spots or anything based on it before besides just the premise alone and just my fairly familiar idea of what the plot has to offer. And so this one, the spot got me that much more based on the performances, the cinematography, and everything just in general, just in that 1 minute spot, got me that much more excited for this movie. And so that's just all 8 movies, trailers that came out in the Super Bowl, ranked from most anticipated to my least anticipated. And so let me know down in the comments below which movie trailer got you more anticipated for the movies you weren't expecting to get, and what movie in 2024 are you most anticipated, whether they release a trailer for or not. So be sure to go do yourself a favor and go watch a movie.